this would have been something you would have remembered, just because it's a very bolsterous building. It's large. It's on top of a small hill that
Mhm.
goes up into the kind of like that you have to walk up to, um, and you can see letters in. Oh, there we go. Sorry, I was trying to remember what the fuck this place was called. Um, you can see in massive fancy letters, Lurelin Casino and Inn. Um,
Gosh.
um, but you were given a small task from first coming here. Did I ever give you the name of the old lady you're going to be finding?
You didn't give it to me in DMs, no, but
Okay.
I do
Well,
know there is someone I'm seeking out.
her name is Miss Aloe. And I will post it in. I will put it in the realm so that way you can note it down.
Thank you.
Yeah. She was an old friend, an old trader that went back and forth, and she definitely she traded a bunch of knowledge and healing, and thus became good friends with your island at the time. So you
Mhm.
don't know where she lives. Nobody gave you really any directions. You were just told, "Hey, if you need to find someone for some help, we know that Miss Aloe would probably help you." So
Okay.
where do you want to head? I'm giving you free reign of the town.
All right. I think Sonnet is gonna actually stand there for a little bit, kind of awkwardly, just like gathering up a little bit of courage, and she's gonna take a deep breath. Okay. Okay, I can do this. I can do this. Okay.
Hey, can we
And
get that
she's
moving?
gonna
Some of us have to get these really heavy boxes off the boardwalk.
right, sorry. And she's going to very now hurriedly shimmy down the plank of the ship.
Um, are you trying to find Miss Aloe immediately? Are you trying to interact with some locals? What are you trying to do upon now that you're basically here?
And yeah, she's here. It's been a while, but she's here finally. I think actually right now she's going to be surveying the scene, trying to get like a read on basically just everything, see what sights there is to see first, and then uh, needed tasks later.
Okay, okay. Um, roll me the first roll of the campaign. Uh, roll me a perception check. Just as you're walking
Perception.
around, seeing people set up things and move about the place.
Do I do slash roll
So
or?
if you go to your character sheet,
Mhm.
you can literally just click on the word perception,
Oh, okay.
and it'll roll it for you. And that is a
Ooh,
22.
nice.
So
22.
instinctively, just because Rito are literally designed to look for things and patterns. You're seeing everybody who's just moving all over the place. There's something important definitely that's going to be occurring soon. Just from listening in as you're walking by, you hear the mentions of a Pharaon festival, um, some water dragon goddess, the thing that some of the people here seem to worship, and they're just celebrating in a couple of days. Um, from the moment that you get off the boardwalk and you begin looking back at where you came, just to reminisce, you can immediately see there is a one person who does seem to be in charge, the dock master,
Mhm.
who is directing people to where to go. So if you're looking for information, that might be a place to find it. Apart from that, it's just a lot of people. Just there's hubbub. There's excitement. There's a little bit of tingling excitement in the air as this seems to be a festival that a lot of people here celebrate, and it brings in a lot of folks from the outside to trade and do business with. And also with the 22, you even notice the homes here are a little bit of a little bit raised on stilts, um, due to the fact that when the tide comes in, um, uh, they don't want to get their floors flooded, um,
Yeah, yeah.
during particular high tides. So as you just take little looks, you start noticing little things running around that you've never seen before. Because I don't believe they would live in your village. Uh, as you see, what could be best described as tiny rats, but they seem to be wearing clothes. You see a couple
Aw.
of minutes darting about, just barely.
Mm. I think she actually does a double take when she notices the very tiny people looking things. Oh boy.
The moment
She
that
knew
any
there
of
would be
them,
new things, but she did not realize there would be like new
oh, and
creatures. Oh
not
boy.
even not even that. There's so many new things just from a lot of the stalls are closing up, but you can already tell that there's like you can smell brand new foods. There's people setting up like cooking foods in their homes with like smells you've never smelled before. like they smell pretty yummy. And at that point, I'd probably say that you hear a small ringling in your tummy. It has been a long ship ride.
Yeah. Yeah, definitely. Oh, okay. First things first. Let's get something to eat. Oh boy. Okay. I think she's gonna take another like quick glance around the crowd before she's actually gonna head towards the dock master you mentioned and just basically ask for general directions. Like basically, what are the like notable locations of the town? Where can I go for food? Is like places to stay, etc., etc.
Uh, okay, so your process uh, this is I'm gonna say this is a Zora, uh,
Mhm.
a Zora man, very Zora are large. You probably haven't seen very many at the very least, unless they came through boat. You see, this man has a small scar that goes over to his left eye. Uh, he seems to keep it closed, but he's just reading up on a board directing people from place to place. It's a trying to pick a color. I'll say it's a purple Zora.
Mhm,
Um,
mhm.
um, and they see you approach and they say, "Hey, I can help you."
Hi. Uh, this is my well, it's not my first time here, but it's been a while. I was just wondering if you could just give me directions. Is there like places to stay? Is there uh anything I should know about the town or uh
I'll tell you, you came at the right time. A festival's in a couple of days. Apart
oh
from
yeah,
that, if you look,
I can tell
sorry,
from the energy of this place. Look at that. Look at everything.
yeah, people are definitely getting ready. Um, if you're looking for a place to stay, the Lurelin Casino and Inn is probably your best bet. They usually have a lot of rooms open. You don't have to actually. uh, You can rent a room. Um, apart from that, uh, they also give you food. They have food service, but if you're looking, I know there's a couple of stalls. I know Jimmy, um, and he points towards a small stall where you see the like basically like a steamed fish uh, that's been stuck onto a um, like onto a steak, like a kebab. It's a fish kebab
Mhm.
with multiple like vegetables and stuff like that. That's just kind of grilling over a thing. Uh, Jimmy's
Mhm.
goes on a little bit later if you look.
Uh, thank you. And Sonnet will give like a little bow before she scurries off to get some of that food because that looks actually really good. Fish, fish.
Yep. Um.
It's at least partially familiar for her.
Oh, absolutely.
Start with food you know.
there might be a couple of vegetables in here that you've never, or not never had. they would be rare within a small village, and um, it's it's about a copper, 2 coppers. It's a very cheap street food. Um, so you can make no, you can break down one of your golds and one of your platinums to, or not platinums, silvers to, um,
Yep.
which by the way, they're not coins, they're rupees.
Ah, yes.
Gotta make sure we make note of that. Um,
Hmm.
yeah, so
So
easily you
I
pay the fee. It's a delicious food. Um, you can honestly just take it and go with you. Like you can just keep walking around. Um, are you doing anything in particular? Are you heading somewhere?
hmm. I
In
honestly, this is definitely the first time in a while that Sun has been in a crowd that isn't her home village. So
hmm
she is extremely out of place. She- She's just like feeling like I should be doing, I should be probably looking for directions, probably asking for Miss Arlo, but like she like keeps trying to get herself to do it and then chickens out at the
do
last
you
second.
do you want to roll a? Oh God, what would this be? Just to see if you can build up the courage to do it. I guess this would be a wisdom save or just a wisdom check.
Yeah, I can do that. Boop-a-doop. Billing check.
You've already asked
A
somebody.
19.
You've already asked somebody else here a question. I'm
Hmm.
sure they wouldn't mind you asking another one.
Hmm. Okay. I think Sonic just takes a deep breath. Okay. Okay. And basically just goes up to the next person she sees who might look like they know more about the town than she does, which is honestly anyone at this point. And just very quietly ask, hi, real quick, do you know if there is a Miss Alo in town? Uh,
You're looking for Miss Alo. Uh, yeah, no, she the local healer. She lives right over that way, and she points you in a bit of a direction. Like a couple of houses down to the right, take a left. There's a small house that's not slightly bigger than the others, but it's been raised a little bit higher due to the terrain. So you
mhm,
can just see it
mhm,
over the other ones. Um,
mhm.
yeah, just head on over that way, and you'll find yourself over there.
Okay, thank you. And Sonic will again give a little bow before she hurries off, maybe to a spot where there isn't as many people around her, and then she's going to actually take flight and fly over to the building that was pointed out to her.
I will say that you as you take flight, you do see a couple of other Rita who are just taking flight here. Um, Plenty of Rito just kind of get up and go. They take advantage of it. You see, like two as you take flight, you see two of them have gathered up in one of the little cliffside edges that surrounds the towns and are just like kind of hanging there, probably sharing a moment or a drink, whatever. Um,
Mhm.
but you begin flying over in that direction, um, and you find yourself in front. So loop done. No, okay, we're still playing music.
Mhm.
And you find yourself in front of a small house. Um, Again, raise up on the small little stilts just in case. Well, this one is slightly above all the other ones. Still reaches. Um, it's not distinct from the other houses, apart from a small, um, like piece of cloth that basically hangs over a large window over the door. Um, that has a symbol for basically like healer. It has a symbol that means the word healer, uh, which is who you're looking for. Are you stepping inside? There's not really any doors to any of these houses. A lot of the folks here, um, don't have. the biggest sense of privacy, I guess.
Yeah, that makes sense. I think it'd be funny if Sonnet like goes to knock on a door and then realizes that there isn't one and is just standing there for a second like, wait, there, oh, that's different. Okay. And I think instead she just pulls the fabric to the side a little bit and peers inside.
And peering.
First, just getting a look inside before she draws attention to herself.
Okay. Peering inside. Uh, there is the first thing you notice is that there is a small little room with a set of pillows to the side that are meant for sitting. Um, you see a small, like, uh, basically like an old timey kettle. Is that kettle? Um, the kind that you would see like stove. Oh my god, an old timey stove.
Mhm.
Set onto the left with a small kettle already brewing some brewing some water on top, and another door in the back of the room that you're just looking into. Um, Sorry, 1 second.
All good.
You're looking into that past more of the home. Can't see anything really past that room. Um, and you also see a couple of storage cabinets on top.
Hmm.
Nobody home as far as you can tell. Actually,
Mhm.
Rito have something about. Or I'm meant to give
Um,
you your Rito features whenever we're done here.
yeah, here.
Um,
In the meantime, I can pull up the High Roll Races document and
uh,
just scan
yeah,
the abilities for myself.
yeah. I was just gonna say, some keen hearing, you would notice there's a little bit of shuffling going on from the back. Um,
Mm-hmm.
but that's all you can hear.
Mm-hmm. Okay. I think Sonnet once again just has that moment of hesitance, just kind of lingering in the doorway before she eventually just clears her throat and is Miss Arlo here? Hello? Or Miss Arlo?
You hear like two steps, and then the beat of something wood against wood as you see this little old Sheikah lady, uh, big like round spectacles that are covering her eyes. She has a massive bun on her head, of from of white hair on her head. Um, and you see she stands about like half your height. She's a little bit hunched over. Um,
Oh, she's small.
um,
Oh, I love.
but the moment that you see her come in from the door from behind, she just says like, "Come in, not coming. Give me 1 moment. Um, you would need some medical assistance, sweetheart.
Sorry, what did you say?
Do you need some medical assistance?"
Um, uh, of a sort, yes. Hi. And Sonnet will do like a little wave, and
Actually, you may see the moment that she sees you and actually takes you up. She throws up her cane a little bit and grabs it from the very bottom, and it's looking like basically like walks a lot faster than you thought towards you, and it's not poking and prodding, but more lifting, just like a wing up and down, just making sure you're okay. Because like I'm not from around here, are you?
oh, hi. Uh, I think Sonnet just kind of like awkwardly lifts up her wings a little bit from the quote unquote prodding. um, uh,
And this is where I want to ask a question. Is the little robe that the sonnet wears particularly a symbol of her village
yes, or at
and
least,
or of her
well,
status as a healer?
uh, the red fabric thing.
Yeah.
You mean? I think, well, the symbol on the chest itself is actually a a symbol of the goddess Din, I believe, if I remember correctly, because it is the same that is on Din's pearl in Wind Waker.
Hmm.
So I think uh, maybe it's recognizable in that sense because from where she's from, it would be very common to have that kind of clothing, especially
Okay,
if you are a healer
that is
of sorts.
that is definitely the part I was looking for.
Yeah.
So, um, did we ever give your little village a name? Is it just
I've
Dragon?
just
Just call it
yeah,
Dragon Roost Island.
I think it's just been Dragon's Roost this whole time. Yeah.
Okay, I'm making sure. Um,
Mhm.
oh, you're from Dragon Roost. You don't see a
Yes.
lot of you folks come over this in my direction. Um,
Uh, we haven't traveled much recently. um, I sorry, I'm a bit nervous. It's my first time from
your
well
time.
home in well it feels like ever.
Take your time, sweetie. Here, why don't you sit down and I'll finish making us some tea.
Thank you. Um, and Sonnet will very swiftly, almost with an air of relief, go sit down in any chair that's offered to her.
You're not offered a chair, but you are offered a small pillow, um,
Mhm,
which you sit
mhm,
comfortably in. While she finishes up just making a little tea, you see she pours like she basically takes out a couple of very dried petals from a small little box, tosses
mhm,
them to the kettle, um,
mhm.
letting them sit for for a minute before pouring both of you a small cup. Um, and you begin to notice. I'm not going to say that it happens immediately, but a little bit later, that as you're conversing, the color of the tea actually shifts hue from a um, dark orange to a mellower dark blue. Um, but she sits down across from you and hands you a cup of tea and asks, "So, what brings you to my neck of the woods?" She puts down her staff.
Uh, well, we there is a illness at my from home that we've been trying to cure ourselves, but we haven't had much luck, and we were hoping to find some help from outside sources. And some of the village elders mentioned meeting you, and I took up the 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 duty of coming out here. It's I have notes, and Sonnet very awkwardly. Uh, she starts to very carefully shoulder off the basket that's she's wearing,
Yeah.
taking care not to jostle it too much.
No, you see the moment that you start taking out the basket, like, uh, oh god, did you ever figure out what the little Korok is called?
I think it's McCare.
Macaire. Yeah, you see
Yeah,
Macaire immediately pops out and
yeah.
begins walking around the place and very curiously, like, looking at things.
Mhm.
Oh, but you carry with you a small Korok.
Oh, yeah, that's McCare. Uh,
On it, what's this thing? And she points towards like a thing of like a string of garlics that are hanging from the ceiling.
that's garlic.
Garlic, garlic. And he begins walking somewhere else to point at something else and ask you a question.
Oh, that's cute. Oh, that's really cute. I think every time McCare goes in to ask something, Sonnet will give the answer as best she can. while she's also like digging around in her bag for basically a little journal that has the gathered observations of what her village has been able to assess of their current condition.
Well, oh god, I need to write down that name because I've already forgotten that. Say it again.
Here, McCare.
Here.
It's
Okay,
spelled. I can put it in the DM realm for you real quick.
that would be
It's spelled like
lovely.
this.
Thank you oh so much. I am going to make note of that immediately because if not, I am going to forget it.
Mhm.
Here. Okay. So, uh, taking out the notes, you see Miss Allo begins just slightly looking them over. Did you see the moment that you mentioned that there was something you guys weren't able to handle? A small frown came up on her face, and as she begins looking at the notes, he's the face doesn't get better.
Yeah.
Sweetie, this is oh,
It's bad. Yeah, I know. It's bad.
how long have you been dealing with it?
um, I want to say it started a few years ago, but the worst symptoms haven't been developing until more recently. Uh, it's why we have stopped visiting places because we're worried that it's more contagious. I mean, it's why I'm and Sonnet taps the side of her mask.
I see. Okay. I, honey, I really wish I could help you. This is beyond my knowledge of healing, but there might be someone who can. I have a friend who. Let me get my old woman voice back because it is gone. Um,
You spoke like a baby once, and the old woman voice left.
yeah. This is beyond my. Nope, that's not it. Give me a hot minute.
Uh, for flavor, though, I will say that Sonnet's shoulders definitely do deflate at the mention of this is something beyond her. Just that visual disappointment.
Right. Um, while I may not be able to do anything, I do know somebody who is far more knowledgeable than me. It's an old friend of mine who lived in uh, Castletown, or near Castletown. She usually comes down during the festival that will be coming now. So, um,
Okay.
we could stay a couple of nights. I even have a spare bed if you'd like. Um, I would not mind housing you for the couple of days. Especially someone with your skills. Uh,
I would be glad to help if I can.
yeah. It is at this point, by the way, that you notice that tea has changed, fully changed color to a
Ooh.
dark blue.
Can I maybe roll nature on that? See if it's
It's going to
something
be
I
a
can recognize.
very high DC, but you can go
Yeah, I
ahead.
figured, but I'm at least going to try. 11. Probably not.
You are not familiar with whatever kind of tea this is or whatever plant it could come from. Um,
Mhm.
although you do, I'll say that it's definitely it tastes like the kind. I don't know if this is something you can taste, but with an 11, I'll give you that it tastes the kind of thing that you would drink before going to bed.
Mhm. Okay. Nice. I do think that for like actually tasting the tea, Sonnet would have because she would have had to like at least take off the mask, or ooh, maybe the mask has like a detachable part of it that like
Mhm.
opens so that she could like actually eat without taking it off.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
Um, um, it is at this point in the conversation that you hear a couple of footsteps from behind you as you are facing away from the front door. As you see an older, um, darkish skin, very tall Hylian, but with deep red colored eyes, coming in with basically like a bunch of fish in his hands, like he had just got done fishing. Um, and he says,
Mhm.
"Mom, back! Oh, we have visitors. Sorry." Um,
Uh, hello. Sonnet gives like a very little wave before taking another little sip of her tea.
this is my son, Marlo. Um, Hi, Marlo, this is Sonnet. Uh, she'll be staying with us a couple of months. Uh, and you see Marlo respond, "Oh, all right. That's okay. Um, I'm gonna put these fish up to cook so we can have some dinner. Um, have you already eaten, Miss Sonnet?
Yeah, I had something on the way in, but thank you.
And then after that, I need to go pick up the kids. They're playing by the beach. Um, do you have anything else you would like to say to Miss Aloe? Any questions or anything like that, or even to Marlo?
I think she's just gonna like gather like any details about the area that she can think of that I personally am not being able to think of.
Okay. So here's what I'll say to that. Um, you see Miss Aloe and Marlo just converse and just exchange small talk. This is definitely a small family that has lived here for a long time. Um, and you see some seaside gossip, you see all that kind of stuff. And by the time that Marlo has done prepping the fish for cooking uh, and um, and all that stuff, he actually goes up to you and asks you like, "You ever been to Laurelin before?"
um, I think maybe when I was still a chick, but once before, yes.
Lots
It's
has
been a
probably
long time since then though. So
a lot has probably changed since. Um, you see, Ma, do you think you can finish taking care of the fish? Um, and you see Miss Alex just like, oh, stunning. Um, I finished taking care of this. You go pick up sorry, my notes. You go pick up Mimi and Fellow. And without Marla touching you, it's like, how'd you like the tour?
tour would be great. And Sonnet is going to stand up off the pillow and very carefully start picking up her basket from the ground, and she's gonna like look at McCare and basically just do like a silent gesture of, "Do you want to stay here or do you want to come with me?"
You see McCare immediately just like responds back with like, actually, McCare's not the one who responds. Miss Ala is actually the one who responds. Like, you can leave the little one to me. I'll take care of him.
Thank
And
you.
you see McCare immediately asks like, Miss Ala, what's this? Pointing towards a very like the only glass window in the house.
Oh, baby, I felt so gentle.
Here is baby.
Hmm.
And with that, you step outside the little small little hut and begin following Marlo. And with that, we cut away. Oh man, I gotta put a different playlist on. Give me a minute.
Okay. So.
I
Oh,
got it. Don't worry.
I
How
think you
you
just
doing?
cleared it.
I like disconnecting it because I feel like I'm beheading it.
Fair enough.
I'm very prepared, as you can see. Uh,
Don't worry about it. I'll just
all right, heart. This is a very fun one because I honestly do not know how this is gonna go. But cut away from the seaside and the waters of Lurelin to a more dark, more damp place. Um, Heart, I'll have you describe the first waking moments of the designation LL0005 or 0015. Sorry,
Yeah.
that's a different robot.
Yeah. No, no. I'm LL0015, the 15th of my kind, supposedly.
Maybe.
Maybe. I don't know. All I know is, as I'm first awakening, since my last test, everything is different. And first, there are a few checking procedures, and lights flash across my body as my eye lights up. Vocal
And
receptors are damaged. Go ahead.
no, go ahead.
Oh, it's just saying vocal receptors are damaged.
Okay. Cool. So immediately up on wake, the the area around you is decrepit and broken down. You see a panel has fallen off and is now just dangling from cables. Um, there's barely any bright lights, mostly coming from you and your own body, as well as the flickering, like luminescent blue light that just like flickers like inconsistently. Uh,
Mhm.
what? Um, there is a lot of as you immediately look around. There's a lot of feelings. This is way too intense. One moment. Thank you. Um, skip those Steven Universe to actually go to this one. There's a lot of as far as I understand it, a lot of first. Um, Memory wise at the very least. You hear a small dripping of a cavern, something like is dripping very far away, and it reverberates throughout the place. Um, uh, you put your hands down, question mark, and lift yourself up, and you see you're actually lying on a small table. Um, Immediately above you, there's a bunch of instruments that have since then rusted and fallen. Uh, there isn't much around you apart from a small table to your immediate right. Um, upon which you see the one really defining feature, which, if I remember correctly, let me make sure I don't get it wrong. Sorry.
No worries.
Ah, it is a piece of parchment, uh, distinguished in color by compared to everything else here, which is grays, blues, and browns, um, and technically also beige, um, by a slightly orange color. Uh, a small piece of parchment with a bit of handwriting that says, "What does it mean to live? Be alive?" Did I read that wrong? No,
No,
what does it
that's
mean to
it.
live? I did get it
What does
right.
it mean to live? You got it right.
Yes. Oh God. Okay. Sorry. Water, and for the sake of it, I'm going to start referring to your character as Lewis. What is Lewis doing?
So the first thing might be just getting used to the differences and picking up that piece of parchment.
Easy enough.
'Cause the difference between being awake and being asleep is very, very stark.
Yeah. There's also a bit of an imbalance issue that you immediately notice. Like, your, I'll say this: your sensors and weight are not equal, and so the moment that you step off, you almost fall on your ass or whatever equivalent of your robots would be. Um, uh, um, as it takes a bit of adjusting to notice some wooden parts have become basically replace some of your standard procedure machinery.
Interesting.
Apart from that, there is a small, physically like door frame, which of which you can hear this most of the sound of water dripping is coming from. Um,
I'm going to fold the note and put it away somewhere where it's not going to get wet.
easy enough. You just put it under your chassis. It's fine.
hmm Then I'm gonna head towards the sound of water as I continue to get used to the weird wooden pieces.
Yeah. Um, as you do so, you do begin noticing other sounds, small lapping waves, a bit of birds chirping across the beach. Yeah. Um, it all comes from slightly further away, as this chamber that you've woken up in is one of like seems to turn into a more natural looking cave compared to the panels of brown that made up most of the chamber that you were in. Um, and as you step through this, you see uh, the point where where you heard the dripping coming from, and you've gone past it as you begin to notice a little bit of light coming from your immediate left.
I'm gonna go in that direction. Nothing ventured, nothing gained.
To do so, I will just keep you guessing. Um, um, you take out and take a step outside of it, first time, noticing a small setting sun distance across the waves. Um, there is a lot of information that is your character is currently intaking for the first time ever. You know what these things are, but you've never actually seen them? Question mark. You see palm trees, you see sand, you see birds flying in the distance. You see a small boar that immediately upon seeing you begins running away into the brush. Um, you see water alongside the beachfront coming in. You see a small bit of beach that kind of like turns it like just rises out of the water, kind of forming a turn. If you're looking at the map, you are looking at this area right here. If you look at where my cursor is, heart on the thing.
Yeah, I can't seem to figure out how to move the map by itself, so no, I can see it.
If you it's right click and
Oh,
hold. That'll
okay.
move the
Thank
map
you. That makes sense.
right here.
Thanks. I can see it now.
Yeah, you're looking at this area right here from very like from a long distance. Um, what are your character's immediate thoughts, if you don't mind me asking?
I'm a little stunned at the moment. There are a million thoughts going by, and nothing's coming out of my mouth.
Mhm, mhm.
Just taking it all in because being told something exists is different from seeing it yourself.
Your train of thought is interrupted by an immediate sound. Um, you hear the sound of help as you hear a small child yelling across from the beach, slightly to your right. You didn't see them before. You didn't take note of them. You were a little bit too um, looking, but the kid is not has not seen you, but is yelling like help to anyone. Um,
I'm gonna immediately head in that direction, even though I have no idea what's going on. Someone's shouting help.
Immediately upon looking, you can see the source of the problem. You can
Mhm.
see in the waters another small child. This is too fucking. Uh, the music was great for the moment of discovery. This is not a moment of discovery anymore. It's time of action. I have an action song for this. Ooh. God, I wish I had an action song. Let me get some music real quickly.
Yeah.
Not scary battle music. I just need some normal background music, please. Was here we go. I really hope this doesn't have lyrics. If it does, I'm so sorry. Okay. You see immediately the source of the problem. Another kid has apparently been caught in what you can immediately catch from your knowledge as a rip current. Um, for those who do not live near beaches and are not familiar with those are, rip currents are extremely dangerous set of currents that happen normally during waves. They're almost invisible unless you're looking for them. Um, they happen at almost any beach. Make sure you're aware of them if you're going. But this kid is being dragged out into the ocean by a rip current. Um, it is a small child, um, slightly bigger than the other one that you're seeing. But what do you do?
I am going to head directly for the small child because if I know anything about rip currents, it means you gotta immediately get them out of the water.
Good. So
I am running, so I'm not being subtle.
Oh, you are not. And in that moment, you see the kid turns towards you, hearing like a bit of creaking and something coming from the direction. And
Thump, 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 thump.
yeah, boy, you are the scariest thing this kid has ever seen, running at their direction uh towards their friend, whatever. Uh, this kid screams the loudest you have ever, and almost like begins running slightly away, but then turns back and looks at the small friend child. This is like very torn as to what to do. Are you just heading into the water?
Yep, I'm heading
Okay.
straight for the small child.
All right. Um. Well, luckily Warforged are not don't take fucking damage in water. So
Yeah, that's a good
I will
thing.
say that your heavy body prevents you from really being torn by the rip current. Just because, but you are able to take a swim and head out into the waters, and you see the kid is just not struggling for air. He's definitely keeping afloat, but he is trying to get back onto land, and it is just taking him back and back and back.
Mhm.
Um, you just grab him without telling him anything.
Um, no, I'll grab him and say, I got you. Come on.
Roll me a persuasion check with disadvantage.
Yup. Let's see. I know that's terrible. It's a negative. I'm pretty sure it is. Yay!
Yeah, with disadvantage.
Okay, the first one's a 4.
Okay, cool. Let's see if you get in that
Yep,
one.
I don't. It's a 2.
Two. Cool. Well, luckily, all this does is that the kid is just struggling. So, can you roll me just a general? Let me just take a look. I'll say this is athletics. Just a
Mhm.
general athletics check, to maintain that's going to be contested by the kid, who has a -2 because he's a fucking kid.
Mhm. Man, my dice are being
Well, he rolled a
my
fucking 16, so this kid really wants out of your grasp.
yeah, 9 plus 4.
Wow. Uh,
So it's a 13.
in a in a desperation, in a shot of desperation. Also, it looks like you rolled a 16. No, you didn't. In a
No.
sense of like desperation, that only comes when flight and flight kicks in. You see this kid fucking kick you in like in a little soft area that's supposed to help you bend, and it just gives you an startlement that the kid fucking lets go as you let go of the kid, and then he immediately starts struggling again because of the fucking rip current. You want to try again?
Yeah.
Okay.
I'm not gonna say anything this time. I'm just gonna try another athletics.
Okay, go ahead. I'm still gonna contest it, but
Oh yeah. That's better. That's a 11 plus 4. That's a
that's not.
15.
It's not. It's not. I hate having so many fucking different bots. Oh my fucking god, this kid! I'm going to say he has an advantage because he's currently, intaking fucking water.
Yeah.
Fucking. Oh, that wasn't a roll. Why didn't it roll?
What?
Yeah, that wasn't. Did it roll? No, that was just 20 minus. Oh my god, I'm a dumbass. 1d20 minus 2. Okay, well, he has his advantage, so nah, roll two of them.
Gosh. I got a 15.
Okay. He got a 2.
Mhm.
You managed to grab this kid and get a good tight hold on him as you finally lift him out of the water,
Mhm.
and just begin swimming back. You just let him go the moment that you're on shore.
Yeah, I try to be gentle.
Yeah. I mean, obviously. Um,
Set him down, and then just start again checking to make sure. Actually, I shouldn't touch the paper right now. My hands are wet.
you put it inside a little, like, a very, very small compartment. I'm not gonna let you use this for very much. That's
Yeah.
just keeping you stuff, you know. Um, but uh, uh, you drop the child down, and immediately the other kid runs up to him as like the other kid is just like kind of like hitting his chest a little bit, so like about a little bit of the water. He didn't take much or cause any damage. He's fine for the most part. Doesn't seem like he's going to need medical attention anytime soon.
Mhm.
But they do immediately look up at you um, after like 30 seconds and just like, thanks.
You're welcome.
Are you gonna shoot us?
What? What? I didn't understand you. Can you repeat that?
Are you gonna shoot us? Is what the kids say.
Lewis just turns his head to the side and attempts to look very quizzical. Like, what?
And it's a smaller kid that's saying this, but the bigger kid, he's like, he just saved my life, even if I did kick him. I'm sorry about that. Um, I honestly thought you were a really, really, really scary monster.
I smile, which amounts to the blue eye having the little shelf appear,
Yeah.
making it more circular, and just opening my mouth. The creaking of the wood. Um, that's fine. Don't worry about it.
And you see the bigger kid stands up. The smaller one is hiding behind this other one, um, and the bigger one just begins walking towards you and says like, uh, "My my name is my name is my name is Mimi. What's your name?" And extends out a very, very small shaking hand.
I am sure I know actual greeting customs, right? Do I
Do you? Do you
know?
know what a shaking hand looks like?
Do I know how to shake hands? What do I roll for that, DM?
Let's just roll a normal history check.
I.
Not a very high DC, but
Mhm.
I think it would be funny if you rolled really badly.
Yes, me too. Unfortunately, I have proficiency in history. See? 8 plus 5.
8 plus 5. You are aware of what a handshake is. This kid is extending one.
Mhm. So I'm going to very carefully like tilt my claw hand because I only have claw hands,
Hmm.
and very gently wrap it around theirs. Move it up and down and up and down.
Do you give a name or do you just shake hand?
Hello, I'm designation LL0015.
That's a lot of letters and numbers.
Really?
I mean, I know a lot of letters and numbers, and he says that really proudly. Um, more than my little sister, at the very least. Um, and this little sister just kind of like gives him a little kick, not hurting, but just like, hey, um, I am gonna call you, um, and it's looking you up and down. Um, I'm gonna say, I'm gonna do this. This is just a luck check
Mhm.
to see if we get Lewis out of this. or if we get something a kid would come up with. Also, I'm going to stop the music because it's no longer a tense situation. It's
Yep, 'cause
good now.
I pulled the kid out of the water. Yeah.
You did it. Copy that. Give me a moment. Sorry. Oh god. Disable. Second. There we go. Looping the queue activate. There we go. All right. So on a 1, we get Lewis. On a 2, we get something a kid comes up with. I'm gonna call you Lewis.
I guess you may call me whatever you want.
And with a little bit of calm air and having Jake in his hand, you see a small little kid steps forward and just says, "My name is Fima." And they do almost reach out a hand to like touch you.
I am going to probably startlingly crouch down. Startlingly fast.
You just crouch,
Crouch.
and you see Fima just looks at you and is just like, "Actually, this is the coolest thing ever." And it's just like going around in a little circle, looking you over and like saying like, "This is like just pointing at like different things that they have no fucking clue what they
Mm-hmm.
and asking you like, uh, kids are just curious little buggers.
Yeah.
Asking you like, "What's this for?"
Depends. What are they pointing to?
Like your chassis, just like your main like chest part, basically the where the
Mm-hmm.
chest would be in, and you are um
I tap on the chassis and go, this. No, I was going to say something clever, and then my brain immediately decimated all of my words. So they start going, this is my uh, chassis.
see uh, cool. Um, and you can just keep telling them things like they just straight
Mm-hmm.
up just point. At some
Mm-hmm.
point they do point towards the tree root and or towards the wooden parts. And what do you say there?
Um, so I'm probably going to look at them and go, I don't know.
You don't know, but they're like a part of you.
Yes, but they're not original to my blueprints.
Um, and you see Mimi has been just watching Fima like go around you and ask you all these questions, and finally speaks up and says, "So apart from like saving me, which thank you by the way, um, who, where are you from?"
I'm going to turn around and point exactly where I came from.
You see Fima walks up to Mimi and like you can hear in hushed whispers because these kids are not very subtle.
Mhm.
Just say like, "I don't think he knows. Like, I don't think it. I think it's alone." You see Mimi responds back like, "And like, what do you want us to do about it? What do you want me to do about it? Do you think we can take him home? Um, take them home?" And Mimi just goes like, I mean, we'd have to ask Dad, but like, maybe
I'm gonna shuffle a little closer to them and go, what are we whispering about?
nothing. And you see they just bump in like Fima just like shoulders Mimi, um, and just says, um, well, if you don't have a place to stay, if you wait here, I could ask my dad. We could get him to meet you. I'm sure he'd say a lot of great things after, you know, you saved me. Maybe we don't mention that part actually. We're gonna need to come up with a really good excuse though. Maybe you and you see he looks behind him towards a small boat in the distance that they were supposed to and he just says like, you brought the boat to shore for us. Okay, that's good enough, Fema.
Liz
Maybe.
is gonna look over at the boat and think for a moment. And that just kind of looks like its eye just
It's
uh
a little dingy, by the way.
lighting up and then dimming and then lighting up and dimming again.
Mhm. Mimi just looks, just whispers towards Fema and says like, "What's it doing?" And Fema just says, "I don't know."
Don't ships have propellers of their own?
Why would a ship have a propeller? Like
The propeller is how it moves forward.
they look at the dinghy, which has two like uh oars. And it's just like, not this one. Maybe where you're from.
Hmm.
Um. Anyways, here, uh, Fema, you stay with Lewis, and I'll go get Dad, and uh, we can see about getting you a place to stay, maybe in a couple of nights. You definitely deserve it at the very least. Thanks again. Sorry I kicked you.
Liz is just smiling.
Yep. Which I just want to say, I do like to imagine it's a little creepy, like the kind of thing like
Yeah,
it's well meaning, but it's just like it's like seeing a Daleks, I guess.
yeah, it's the bottom lower jaw is just slightly open.
Yeah,
It's very creepy.
just a little bit, just a tad. Um, so um, uh, as they begin walking away and you begin walking into the distance, it is at this point that you also notice that slightly further away, there is like a bit of light and stuff coming from like um, homes that are like the sun was just turning setting. Thank you,
Mhm.
Rain. Was just setting when you first got out here, and now you see the through this conversation and saving the kid, it has almost fully set. There's still a little sliver of light, and through that you see just the small village of Lurlin. Um,
Mhm.
um,
Now, am I familiar with at least a map of this place, or is this completely new to me?
I'm going to say that you are not familiar with it.
All right, I'm gonna turn to the kid who stayed with me and go, so, where am I?
Kieran, this is where I need to fucking take out my fucking switch. Let me just real quickly pull up a map of Hyrule because there is a very specific name for this place, and I don't want to get it wrong.
Mhm.
Well, right now you're by You're by the Gobi Shores, which is next to the Palmore Beach, but um,
Gorby
it's next to Laurelin Village.
Shores
That's where I live.
Beach. Lurlin Village.
Hmm. It's really nice. There's like a really big building that's like a casino. My dad doesn't let me go in it. Says it's for adults. And there's also my grandma who heals the people of the town. She's really nice. Um, and you see this kid just goes off about the little
Mhm.
village, giving you little tidbits of information. They do mention the festival that is happening recently, and stuff like that.
Mhm.
Um, it takes a little bit of time. Uh, Abby, Abby,
Oh, yes. Hi.
welcome back. Uh,
I'm here.
so you see Marlowe has just basically like the house that you were going to be staying, a little um it's a little to the far left of the village from where you came in. Um,
Mm.
um and so Marlowe takes you through a little bit of a small scenic route, showing you some places of interest. A lot of them are just little gift shops, or not little gift shops. This is not a fucking touristy town, but like just little stalls, places where people come and go to. This through the town center, which is like it has the biggest roads, and you can immediately from here you can see the ocean up ahead, alongside the small little ports where the ships dock. Um,
Mm.
but they take you through the little scenic route, and eventually reach start heading outwards towards the outer edges, towards Gobi Shores, which they start pointing, and that's when you hear um, uh, uh, somebody coming from that direction that you're heading, yelling, "Dad! Dad!" You see a small little kid who looks very similar to Marlowe, except no, doesn't have the deep red eyes that Marlowe has.
Aw.
And he just runs up to him and gives him a hug. Um, and he is sopping wet. And he's like,
Wait.
"Son, I just got dry."
I think Sonnet is just gonna quietly snort from behind her mask. And
Um,
if the kid ever does notice her, she's just gonna give a little wave.
uh, they do notice from getting picked up by dad and like giving him a big hug, and like opening his eyes and seeing you like right there, and just like um does make an acknowledgement, but immediately goes back down and grabs his dad's hands, like, "Dad, you gotta come see this, Dad." And the father is just like, "Okay, goodness gracious, fine, okay, Miss Sada, do you mind? Sorry. Wait, where's your sister?" And you see the kid who you're guessing is Mimi, uh, based on the names you heard earlier. It's just telling him like, "She's staying with the thing we found. We found someone. Found found something. Someone. Some. We found something cool." And it's just pulling in that direction. Uh,
Hmm. I think Sonnet is actually going to hear that and like kind of like look ahead, see if there's anything like visible in the distance.
Roll me a small percent check.
A perception, you got
Yeah,
it.
as you're actively looking about.
18 plus 5, 23.
23. So
Clocked.
as you turn the corner on the next mountain, you see the beach. Um, two things that you notice. First of all, um, an automaton. Not that you would know what an automaton is,
Yeah.
or have ever seen one, but it is
I don't
standing
think
next to I'm gonna say that FEMA eventually like reached out to hold your hand.
Yep.
Aw.
And
Oh.
very carefully holding her hand.
Um, but uh, so you immediately clock that. There's something else you clock.
Mhm.
Moments. Um, coming out of the water, and Lewis, you also clock this. It is further away in front of you, coming out in between both of you. Um, almost out of the water is another automaton figure.
Aw.
Each of you clock different things about it. You, Lewis, clock the fact that it is an automaton. Not
Mm.
too dissimilar to yours, yet definitely a different build. Your immediate brain thinks of something called a moment. Um, mm, um, uh, their immediate brain thinks of an LD00 series combat model,
Mhm.
um,
Oh.
which you know as a Dreadfuse.
Hmm.
Um, but you, Sonnet, immediately clock something different about it. This thing is covered head to toe in malice. Um,
Oh.
you see a
No.
massive bulging eye coming out of the like right where the helmet is. It's kind of like cracked it open, meaning you can see a little bit of the inside of the helm, and it is almost like dragging its arm behind um, as it rises out of the water. Immediately, Marlowe grabs me,
Uh-huh.
and
Yeah. Yeah.
we're
I'm
going to
just
take a
gonna
break.
Oh.
Um, as you guys can begin rolling initiative.
Aye
Nice. Aye.
aye.
Oh boy. I get to learn how to roll initiative.
So the way that you do it, by the way, is that there's literally a initiative. So what we're going to do first of all is we're going to move over to uh, the battle.
Oh. Battle map, battle map, battle map, battle map.
Yeah, actually, I think I'll use this to roll initiative just to make it easier.
Yeah. And then I'm going to start a combat. Let me set up
Ooh.
where you guys are. You would definitely be a little bit closer as you guys moved a little bit closer towards the boat. So notice you're somewhere over here.
Mhm.
Um,
Mhm.
next to you is there. They don't have tokens because I'm not putting them down.
Mhm.
Combatant. Immediately Marlowe it grabs Mimi and like begins backing away, and upon seeing Fema is trying to make almost around to get to you towards the kid.
Mhm.
But let me start combat. Let me just get everybody. There we go.
Ah.
Okay. Yeah.
Yay! I got a 5.
Oof.
Oh. Ooh. Hold on. Give me one
Refuse
second.
got a 14.
And I'm gonna get a
15.
15!
All right.
Yay!
So with that, we are going to go on a small little break because I
Yep.
need it.
I also need it. I need water.
Yeah.
Oh man.
Yeah.
Uh, I hope this has
I'm.
been fun so far.
Oh, this is already a delight.
I am so excited.
The excitement. Oh boy, oh boy, oh boy. I will BRB.
I'm just going to really quickly read through the peanut gallery. So Oh, and I need to get combat music up. Give me one moment. Ooh. Congratulations, you're being rescued. Please do not resist. All right. I have finished reading the peanut gallery.
I am very excited.
So am I. This particular.
Ooh.
There it is. All right. I'm just gonna pause it real quick.
Yeah. I'm very excited and I am last in the list. Yeah.
Yep.
Which makes sense to me.
You got 40 feet of movement, right?
I should.
Oh, I don't think you get that yet.
I should have 40 feet of movement. I'm not. That is a good question. Nope, I have 30 feet of movement. I do not get that yet. That's a higher level.
Yeah, that's what I thought. Okay. All right. So
Yee.
it's probably gonna take you. You can get there in the dash.
Mm.
But again, it is gonna move for you. But anyways, let me teach you a little bit about the controls, by the way, because we are gonna be entering combat. I'm gonna begin it,
Ooh.
but we're not gonna start anything yet.
Mm.
So if you go to your little tools on the left, you should see a little ruler. You can obviously use this to actually make like things, and if you press Control while you're holding it, you can do different things. And if you start at where your token is, and you press space, it will drag your character over there.
Ah. Yeah, that's what it was saying on the
Oh, I forgot you actually read a tutorial. God, Heart, I love you.
Yeah, I got bored because I was waiting for you, so I read the tutorial. That's something that happens. I got bored. One thing I forget is how to turn my character because I'm that is not what I meant to do. Because I'm a different way. I'm slightly tilted.
It's
There we go.
control.
Ah. Okay. Yeah. I might still need a little help because I learn a little better through actually like doing things,
Completely understandable.
and I might forget in the midst of battle.
Alright, I'm ready. Hi, I'm here.
Hi. Welcome. Welcome, welcome,
Ugh.
welcome.
I'm gonna just put down a couple of um. These are just gonna be representative of where Marlo kid is, because Marlo is holding the kid, so they just need one token. And this one over here is going to be um, Pima.
Mhm.
Um, I am going to put them in the initiative order, but don't worry. I know they have names like that. Let me just actually take them bad.
It totally breaks, guys.
Not breaks. Oh, they go on the same initiative turn anyways. So
Mhm.
all right. Get that. And they go before you. So
Yep.
Right. So it's my turn. Nito burrito.
let me
Oh
actually
boy.
unpause.
Yeah.
See?
Should just play. Dot play. There you go.
Very good.
There we go. Ooh,
All right.
the battle music, it's here.
Yes.
Okay. Alright, so it's my turn?
Yep. It is your turn. Sonnet, what would
Okay.
you like to do?
Scary, terrifying, construction looking thing.
Mm-hmm.
Which is covered in malice. I think.
I will say from your
Hmm.
keen eye and the roll that you made earlier, it is a slightly different color than the one that you have. So while they do seem technically related, this is something different.
Something different. Okay. Well, regardless, the first thing Son is gonna do is like look at the kid and Milo who are next to him, be like, "Go, run, but get out of here! Don't let that thing touch you!" And she is going to move. Hold on, I have to figure out how to move. I am relearning.
You should just be able to click on your token and then drag it. And if you have the ruler, you can measure the distance from it. So you're 25 feet away from it if you're gonna just walk up to it.
I'm gonna actually walk away from it.
Interesting.
Gonna walk 5, 10, 25 right here.
Oh,
So
do that again and press
move it.
space.
Oh, press space. Okay.
Yeah, do that again and press space.
Okay. There we go. Actually, hold on, go back. This one. Yeah.
All right.
And then how do spell work? Let's find out.
So if you just click on the little image of the spell, it will pull it up, and if it has anything specific, I will tell you.
Features. Okay, I'm gonna click the spell because I think that'll pull it up into the thing. Yes, if I'm mistaken.
Yeah, just click on the
Yes.
image of the spell.
Cool. Cast spell. There we go. I'm gonna cast Bane.
Okay, you're casting Bane on it. It will roll. You got a 6. That's a 15 fail. So it is Bane.
Nice.
Okay, so it's gonna have a D4 that subtracts from all its attack rolls and saving throws, I believe. Yes. And then I think this is a concentration spell. Yes. Okay, so I have to remain concentrated on that. And that is what Sonnet is gonna do for now. She's not sure what else to make of this situation. Flavor-wise, I think she actually reaches into her basket behind her and pulls out a golden harp, which looks like it has a face on it in design, and starts playing it to cast the spell.
All right. So you see the magic just kind of take hold, and you know that it has, and it is Baned. It is now the Dreadfuse turn. Dreadfuse. You see the shield that it has on its on one of its hand just light up with electricity, almost like um, as it begins walking towards who is the closest. 35. Okay. Ooh,
No, that's not great.
that's some bad mojo, huh? Um,
Too bad I am not closer.
yeah, it's going to walk closer because it is the like it does a little bit of math. It calculates. It does not detect the spell Bane because that's not how these things work. And it knows where its quarry is, and its quarry is with the nearest thing.
Uh-oh.
Okay. It is going to multi-attack, which is 2 hook attacks, which it does subtract -4 from.
Ooh. Ooh.
Minus.
Subtract 4.
Yeah, I'm just gonna splash roll. I mean, it's going to hit no matter what.
Dang it.
I'll roll a 1d4. Yeah, sadly, it does hit Marlowe for 6.
Ooh.
This is just a villager.
Yeah.
Yeah, I'm
That's
sorry,
not
y'all.
great.
He's not dead, but you do see he is hit with 1 hook attack, and he just falls unconscious.
Oh.
Immediately, he kind of like he bears his back so he can take the hit from instead of Mimi, and just kind of falls forward.
Hold on,
not
wait. No, keep going.
Okay. Covering up Mimi in the process, meaning the robot does not see him. But it then turns its head towards you. And Lewis, you immediately heard Fema just do a scream upon seeing that.
Ooh. Yeah. Yeah. Oh boy. Oh boy. Oh boy. Oh boy. That's not great.
But that is its turn. It would have been Marlowe's turn.
It's also FEMA's turn.
It's also Fema's turn.
I do want to say Lewis is not holding on tightly.
Yeah, no. Well,
because Lewis is watching this happen.
Do you tell Fema anything? Because you just hear Fema yell, "What?" and just kind of reach out with a hand.
I'm just gonna say I'm going to look over at Fema and I'm going to say, run.
You see, she takes a look at you and gives a small little nod, very afraid, a couple of tears in her eyes, and she moves towards to hide on the boat. Mimi is just not moving.
Play dead.
Yep.
All right.
Lewis.
It is time for me to let's see. 60 feet. Right. Okay. Clicked. 60 feet, space. There we go. I'm dashing. And I am going to call out what was the designation again?
It is a LD00 series combat robots, but you know it as its nickname. It is a Dreadfuse.
So I'm gonna shout, Dreadfuse combat class, stand down.
So Sadly, you see its head just turns slightly towards, like not even its head, just its eyes turns towards you, and they look at you, and you see the big eye that is bulging out of the place where its crown and its head meet, slowly turn towards you, and there's no response.
I look very confused. That's my turn.
Sonnet.
Luckily, it's my turn. I think Sonnet's gonna say it's not gonna listen to you, not with that stuff on it. And I think as my shoot, mm, bonus action, I'm gonna do healing word on Marlowe.
Okay. So I'm gonna roll for that. If you want to just click that, it'll roll heal.
Yes. Okay. Healing word. Bonus action.
And Marlowe's back up.
Yep.
Um,
Okay.
He does remain still.
Okay.
He's
good.
smart enough to know what the fuck is going on.
Then Shin. Let me look at my inventory. I thought I had a bow, but I don't. Okay. Dagger time then. As Sonnet's action, she's going to throw a dagger at the big eye. As soon as I realize how to do that, give me a second.
Okay. I will say that if you're aiming for a very specific point, it is going to be a slightly higher DC. So you can attempt to go for it. It might do some extra damage.
Mhm.
Yeah.
I'm going to attempt. Let's do that attack.
You should just be able to click on the dagger itself.
Oh, that's a nat one.
Yeah. With a not used to having to throw such instruments just out and about. You see the dagger just flies past and lands in the sand somewhere over here.
Mm-hmm. I think Sonnet's gonna curse under her breath, and then using her movement, actually, I think she's going to fly like 25 feet up into the air.
Will tell you, by the way, that I do allow people to cast more than one spell in their turn. That is a home rule of mine. As long as they're a bonus action and action, you can.
Okay, got it. That is good to know. Well, I already used my action to use the dagger, so unfortunately I can't do anything else this turn. But I will keep that in mind for future turns.
Of course. All right. With that, it is the Dreadfuse's turn.
Yeah, I'm a little far away.
Yeah,
I'm also up in the air.
Oh, you
Right.
are up in the air, aren't you?
Yeah.
How far up are you?
I said 25 feet.
Okay. 1 second. That way we can mark how high you are up. Okay, so that would 100% narrow down the possibilities. It is heading towards you.
Perfect.
And it is going to make 2 attacks with its hook. With a minus D4.
If I'm correct, my armor class is actually 13, right?
Ooh.
Is it?
That's low.
You're a barbarian. You should have a. You should have an armor defense.
But I'm level 3.
No, I think. Hold on, let me look it up.
Your AC is to be 17, bud.
Oh, really?
I just changed it.
Okay, cool. Thank you.
You are strong.
Cool.
Yeah. So actually, it doesn't matter what it does with a minus D4 to both attacks. It's going to fail even with a 1. No, because if it rolls a 1, it's still a hit. So I gotta.
Yeah.
4.
Nope.
Add a 2.
It doesn't.
Yep.
Thank you.
So, yeah. You see you see it with its hook. It like rises and in a way that mechanically it shouldn't. Its arm is moving with a fluidity that you know doesn't come natural to these robots. Almost like this, like whatever is holding it together is part of this malice, just slashing and dashing across you. Luckily, the bane just causes it to just like bounce off, basically. Not finding purchase.
Mm-hmm.
Um, that's Dreffy's turn. These guys are going to. I mean, Marlo's going to tell Mimi to run back towards the village.
Mhm.
I'll be fine. And he's going to make his way just around as far away as
Mhm.
possible from the thing.
Mhm.
Lewis, it is your turn.
Okay. So this is very odd. I'm going to take out my warhammer because I hadn't before.
What does that look like, if you don't mind me asking?
So it's something that kind of like when I pull it out, it looks smaller, and then it goes and actually unfolds.
Absolutely, hell yes.
And it just to give a like basic visual, steampunk. Steampunk
Yes.
warhammer.
Yes.
And I'm gonna look at this dread fuse very sadly, and I say, I did not want to do this. And with my bonus action, I'm going to rage.
Yes.
Oh yes.
Rage. Anger. Fury.
You can click on the rage, I think. To just use it up. It should be under features.
There it is. Whoop. Did I click on it? I did not click on it.
You gotta click the image.
Oh, I gotta click the image. That makes sense. There we go.
Yes.
Okay. So as I rage, what appears behind me, because I'm an ancestral guardian,
Yes.
is a the ancient guardian from Breath of the Wild appears behind me.
Yeah.
And
So
all of the blue in my design goes red.
you see this ancient like guardian come out, and it's almost like a holographic projection. You can still see through it, and it is not taking a hold of you, but it's almost like the rage fills you with its power. And what do you want to do?
I'm gonna make attacks. I don't remember if I have 2 or 1.
I can check that for you.
Because I can't see it. I can't find it.
I think it's only one attack, but you have reckless attack, which means you can make it an advantage. Really quickly. Let me look that up real quick for you.
Yeah, reckless means it's at advantage for me, but on the rest of the turn, I take advantage against me.
Until the start of your next turn, I think.
Mm-hmm.
Just I have it pulled up real quickly. Yeah, on to your next turn. Yeah, I don't think you have to attack yet. Yeah, that's a 5th
2
level.
attacks is something that you get at 5th level. Yeah. So it's gonna be a bit. Till then, you have 1 attack it.
That is very, very fair.
Roll your attack.
Just try to actually use my real dice at this point. I just want to see the. No. I just wanted to see the numbers. I want to roll my own attack. So that's a 16. Because
Ooh.
advantage. So I rolled 12 and a 16, whatever that plus is.
Okay, so it's
Be a
plus your
2.
it's if I remember correctly, it's so the attack is
Oh, looks like it's plus 4. So that would be an unnatural 20.
So you just rolled a 16.
Yeah, I rolled a 16. Physically. Because that's
Okay.
what
Yeah, you're valid. No worries. So yeah, that fucking you hit. And not only that, you managed to miss the electric shield. Which means you don't take an extra 1d6 damage. But
Sorry.
you just find your hit finds purchase.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah,
So
oh,
I'm gonna
no worries. We'll just
roll
leave that
for
for now.
damage.
Yeah,
7
roll for damage.
plus 2.
Ooh.
So that's 9.
Yes.
mm,
Kill.
That's actually 11 because of rage.
11. Perfect.
Yes.
And as
Kill.
I actually hit it, so the ancestral guardian immediately shines a light down on the dread fuse, and you hear target acquired.
Ooh. Ooh.
All right.
That's my turn.
Love that. Love that.
Really quickly do something. D4. Just keeping track of numbers.
Mhm.
All right. Up next is Sonnet.
All right. You were probably bound to have seen from my accidental finagling from earlier that I was doing looking at my Tales from Beyond feature, which I'm still figuring out. I'm gonna click it again so you guys can see it in the chat.
Go ahead.
Oh, what do you mean it has no available uses? I used it.
It's because you accidentally used it. I can.
Yeah.
There you go.
Thank you. Okay, so I'm gonna click it. And it says, you reach out to call spirits who tell their tales through you. While you were holding your spiritual focus, you could use a bonus action to expend 1 use of your bardic inspiration and roll on the spirits table using your bardic inspiration die to determine the tale the spirits direct you to tell. You retain the tale in mind until you bestow the tale's effect or you finish a short or long rest. You can use an action to choose one creature you see within 30 feet of you to be the target of this tale's effect. Once you do so, you can't bestow the tale's effect again until you roll it again. You can retain only one of these tales in mind at a time, and rolling on the spirit table immediately ends the effect of the previous tale. So, what I gotta do is I gotta roll a d12 to see what the heck I'm doing. Which, how do I roll just the d12 in the chat?
/roll 1d12.
Thank you.
Space 1d12.
Like that. 10. Tail of the dragon. The target spews fire from the mouth in a 30-foot cone. Each creature in that area must make a dexterity saving throw, taking 5 equal to 4 rolls of your bardic inspiration dice on a failed save, or half as much damage on a successful one. So what I'm doing is I'm actually casting the tail on. I'm actually casting the tail on. Because it says I can target them to use this tail, which means I am doing it on Lewis. Which I don't know how that's gonna work. Suddenly you're breathing fire.
Okay. I got this. If you don't mind me.
Yes.
Yep, go ahead.
Yes.
So as you weave just this song, you tell a tale of the dragon Baloo, which is the dragon worship. And as you hear this melody, Lewis, which, by the way, first music you've ever listened to, wild shit.
I am. So right now, I'm not in a state to actually react to hearing anything.
Fair.
Hmm.
So what we do see, or at least what we see, is um, alongside the guardian that is behind you, holographic guardians, we see a small spirit almost latch onto you, um, and you feel coming from deep below, perhaps some unused feature, just a bellowing fire down your throat that you feel you can use. Um, just there you go.
Can I say it comes out the because I don't have the cloak right now, it
Mhm.
comes out the large red eye in my chest.
Absolutely.
Yes.
Awesome.
Okay.
Okay, wait. So this just happens.
Mhm.
Yes. Yes, it
Okay,
does.
go ahead. Yeah, I must make.
It's gonna be.
Dexterity saving throw
Mhm.
against yours. Oh well, that's the one thing that it's good at. Um,
Dang.
no, it's not good. It'll still do half. It's gonna roll a dexterity saving throw. That's a nat fucking one.
That one, baby.
Please, Obby, if you would not mind rolling four of your bardic inspiration dice.
Attempting to locate my bardic inspiration dice number. Give me a moment.
Yeah,
I can do that real
I
quickly for
don't
you.
think it's a D12 yet.
No,
Yeah,
it's
no, not
a,
yet. It's probably a D6 if I'm.
Yeah, but it's a D6.
So 4d6. You got it.
Becomes a D8 at level 5. That's still 14 fucking damage. So, Lewis,
Dog.
you want to describe how this looks?
Me?
Go ahead.
Yeah. So, you cast that, and my head just tilts to the side, and then the eye in my chest starts swirling with red energy, and it comes out as a laser of fire. You know, like the Guardians from their
Mhm.
eye.
Uh-huh.
Right into the Dread Fuse.
Want to say for flavor, all that happens, and Sonnet is kind of like still up in the air, looking partially surprised, like, oh, I didn't know I could do that. Or they could do
Whole
that, we
world,
could do that.
whole world the news. With that, it is the Dreadfuse's turn. It is still Baned,
But he does have advantage against me.
but it does have advantage against you, so I'm gonna roll these at advantage. I believe it's shift. It's the first roll.
Oh my gosh.
5, so
Uh,
wouldn't hit.
no.
That's an 8.
Neither does
Wow! I'll just really quickly roll a d4 or 2d4 and see how much we would
How
subtract.
bad it gets.
It's
wow.
literally 1. No. It's a 2 and a um. It's a 4 and a 1.
I
As
love Bane.
yeah, disrupted by the fire. You see, it attempts to target you, and it just does not find. It is hit. It is, you hear clinking off of your metal plating.
Mm-hmm.
This thing is Marlo is just gonna keep moving 30 feet in this direction, and that's his turn. Lewis, your turn.
So I'm just gonna, again, taking reckless attack, because why not? Flip the hammer around and swing it.
If you're doing so with advantage, by the way, if you press shift while you click on your weapon, oh wait, you're rolling with physical dice. Never mind. Sorry. Go ahead.
I am rolling with physical dice.
That
I'm
is
just...
my bad. Well, for Obby, if you click shift while you're rolling for an attack, you will do so at advantage.
Ooh, okay.
If you press control while you're rolling for an attack, you will do so at disadvantage.
I see. Like,
Damage this +4. I'm glad I'm taking reckless attack, because that was a 6 and a 15 that I rolled on the dice. So 15 plus 4 is 19.
nice. Ill.
And then a D8
Go ahead.
+4, I
So
believe.
that definitely hits, and you also bypass the electric shield again.
So that's max damage. 8 plus 4.
Yes.
8 plus 4, that's 12.
Yes.
Mhm.
Baby. No bueno.
And I
As you see-
say,
Somebody bloodied.
deactivate now.
There is, again, the eye has just turned to look at you, and it is slightly inflamed, but there's no response. This thing is not moving naturally,
Mhm.
which
Mm.
would be this thing is moving naturally, which is weird for it.
Mm-hmm.
All right, Sonnet, it's your turn.
Cool. I think from where Sonnet is, she's gonna call out to Lewis like a, hey, good machine thing. Because she doesn't know his name yet.
Lewis is going. The one eye is going to immediately track to you really quickly, and then go immediately back to looking at Dreadfuse.
for the eye of the big red eye thing. I'll try to and I'm gonna cast this spell on it. It's a 10-foot spear. It's gonna be shatter.
You got shatter.
There we go.
Okay.
Yes.
So this is a 10-foot sphere.
Ooh, hold on. I can position the sphere. Hello. Oh wait, Jade, I've got it.
Yep,
can
you
do
got
it.
it. Go ahead.
Right here, like this.
Perfect. So yeah, it's gonna have to make a Constitution saving throw. Fails.
No. Heart emoji.
One moment. Nope. Okay. No, you're good. You guys are hitting it with the right type of damage.
I think flavor-wise, how Sonic casts this is that she makes a very discordant sound chord on her harp, and a blast of energy like hits that center of the sphere and then shoots out, and just thunderous damage of just noise. The
Amazing.
discordance itself is causing the damage.
No. Yeah.
Yeah. And that is 12 thunder damage.
Trying to support. There we go. Okay. This thing is definitely past bloodied. Okay. It is the Dreadfuse's
Okay.
turn.
Mhm.
Unless you're doing anything else on it.
Just 25 more feet up in the air. Where she might have attracted attention with that one.
You're at 50 foot into the air. Dreadfuse is going to make 2 poke attacks against you at advantage.
Mhm.
Man. Oh, wait, the 18.
Yep.
I still
roll
got a
D4.
chance.
Roll the
Mhm.
bane. Bane. Yes.
Nope, that misses.
Yes!
The first one, and the second one doesn't hit. So again, neither of them find purchase. That Bane really fucked with it.
Yee.
that's all
This
it-
is why it's a good spell.
can't even do its other thing because there's nobody else around. So, yep,
Mhm.
it is going to just move. Actually, he's just going to fucking dash. Why isn't he doing that?
Yeah.
Yeah, he should have reached here by then. He's
The
gonna
past
take
couple rounds has just been watching in awe as all this happens.
a little bit.
I mean, I'm sure some people would be watching in terror.
That's where he would be.
All right. First, same as the first. Rolling at with reckless attack.
Mhm.
We're just waiting on the nat 20. Come on, come on.
I really want one. Okay.
Come on,
16.
baby.
Just a 16. So that's a unnatural 20.
Okay,
Ooh.
that's a hit.
Mhm. Now my D8. It's like, where's my D8 gone? That's 5 plus 4. 9.
That does not hit.
No, that's the damage.
Oh, that's the damage. That
Yeah,
definitely.
the unnatural 20 was the hit. The 5
Mhm.
plus 4 was the damage. Because I'm rolling
Damage.
unnatural dice.
Got it.
Mhm.
And I'm not aiming for anything in particular. Because
Yeah.
I'm not paying attention to anything right now.
Fair.
I am very angry!
Energy filled with rage.
All right, on it. You're
Okay.
50 feet into the air. Please make sure to take that into account with range.
Uh-huh. Okay, I think Sonnet is actually gonna fly. Hold on. Gotta look at the movement. Okay, I can fly 50. Okay, good to know. She's actually gonna move back down 25 feet and get a little bit closer to Lewis, like right about here.
Okay,
In
so
space, right?
yeah, feel
Yeah,
free.
there we go.
Yeah, you can definitely do that.
Okay, and then she's going to give Bardic Inspiration to Lewis as her bonus action.
Good, good.
Yes, just familiarizing myself with all the things. It'll be a d6 of Bardic
Mhm.
Inspiration that you can
Aye.
get on one of your attack rolls.
You just roll it.
Mhm.
Yeah.
I'll
And then
roll it.
mhm. And I'm imagining this is just like, okay, you're really good at this. Keep doing what you're doing. And then as her action, she's gonna cast Vicious Mockery.
I'll go ahead.
Doot. Whoop. If I can get it to, there we go. You unleash a string of insults laced with subtle enchantments as a creature you can see within range. If the target can hear you,
I have just rolled horribly this entire time.
Jade, you've
Mhm.
taken my curse.
Fine.
I'm so sorry.
He's all good. So it does 1 damage.
1 whole damage.
Hey.
And you have disadvantage on your next attack roll as well.
Oh, okay. So it's just a straight roll for the next one.
Mm-hmm.
Well, for the first next one, because it has
Oh, the first
multi-attack. So the second one will be an advantage still.
Yeah. Okay. Is that it?
Yeah, I'm trying to think of like an insult Sonnet would say,
Feel free to come up with them.
but I don't know because the thing is, she
Ooh.
hasn't really. I don't think she's really seen technology before this, so she's like
Absolutely
looking at this like, what? I don't know what this is.
You could point out things about it, like how rusty it is.
Honestly, I think she's just gonna yell, "Hey, creep!" and that's it.
Perfect. Dreyfus is going to take its turn. 1 hook attack at. That's a 10.
Oh.
One day I'll roll. That's a
Hey.
19 minus a d4.
Mm-hmm.
Bait, 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 bait,
Yes,
bait.
That's a
it
2. That's still a
attacks.
17. It attacks.
It still hits.
You take.
One hit.
It is what second?
It's slashing damage, so
It
that's
is
half.
slashing damage. Yes. So you take 5 points of damage.
Okay.
Feel free to. You can do that in your character sheet, and it'll actually show up on the token.
Nice.
You can minus just to make things quicker. If you minus, like if you just click on your on the left of your hit points and you just do minus the number, it'll subtract it immediately.
Oh, that's helpful.
Yes.
Ooh.
No funky maths. That. I mean, he just makes it all the way over there and gets onto the boat and begins rowing.
Yep.
Like,
Flee.
yeah, they're getting out of there. So, as far as they're aware,
Please.
they're out of combat. Feel free to roll.
Yep. Reckless attack. We'll lift the steampunk hammer high over my head and come down on top of it. Ooh, 17 plus 4.
Strong.
Mm-hmm.
That definitely
Yeah.
hits.
Oh yeah.
Kill.
Let's see. D8. 6 plus 4, that's 10.
It is sparking. Ignore that. That's not. It is sparking. You can definitely see like wiring. You can see parts of the where uh, the malice has like basically grabbed and it's just is now just the only thing that holds on to some of the pieces from falling off. It is twitching as it stands there, but it is very close.
Mm-hmm.
Sonnet.
Okay. I'm gonna do my own bit of I'm actually gonna do shatter again. Same area.
Okay, it's already done. So
Yep.
those are some really good fucking rolls.
Oh yeah. There we go. Look at that.
That's a natural one. Sonnet, how do you want to do this?
Ooh. Oh, okay. I'm thinking. I think just Sonnet just lets out that discordant chord once again, and the force of the magic like slamming into this thing starts just ripping it apart in places. Like the joints start becoming undone, just from the sheer just volume and just yeah.
So, as you begin to play this discordant note, you see the area immediately surrounding, where you hit, immediately like this is sand, so it doesn't crack as much as it just pushes down and kind of hardens and pushes away. Um, you see parts of it immediately strike up, almost like they were shooting upwards. Uh, this mechanical person just begins breaking down. You can see uh, parts where the malice was the only thing that was holding it together immediately fly away from it, almost hitting Lewis once. Um,
I don't even flinch.
yeah, you don't even flinch. And you see the last thing that goes is that its head spins once, twice, 3 times, and pops off, flying off into the distance. Um, the remaining malice that stays as you see the one eyeball pop, um, kind of just sits and as the battle dies down and you see it's over, you keep your eyes on it. You see it just kind of almost fizzle out, disappear.
Yeah. Nice.
That combat has ended.
Okay. Seeing that the only opponent has perished, TM, Sonnet is
I
actually going to stay airborne for a second because she's just very carefully watching Lewis to see what they're going to do.
I am standing there and staring down, still gripping the hammer. But as a round of combat goes and I don't attack anything, the red drains out and turns to blue as the ancestral guardian disappears. I just put
Are
my
you
weapon
okay?
down. Slowly look up.
Ah. Wow, that's creepy. Sonnet is going to fly down to the ground, and her talons are just going to kind of rest on the sand. And she's hanging back still, just kind of like watching you warily.
I'm gonna take a moment to put away my weapon.
Mhm.
And how that happens is I click a button and it compacts again. And then I put it behind me underneath my chassis. Hello?
Hi. Wow. And Sonnet finally gets closer and does like another little wave, seeing that there doesn't seem to be any danger coming from this individual.
Mm-hmm. And Lewis just offers their clawed hand forwards, kind of awkwardly.
I think Sonnet will very carefully extend a wing and shake it up and down. Just feeling the mechanical parts. Just in silent fascination. Not that you can really tell because there isn't really much of an expression to be had with that mask.
Mm-hmm. I am designation LL0015. The children decided to call me Lewis.
At the mention of
Lewis.
children, by the way, you see Mimi just begin running forwards with a pair of town guards behind him.
Mm-hmm.
There is also the fact that the town guard, by the way, look at you and immediately draw spears. They think that you're the thing that Mimi had described coming out of the water. Meanwhile, um, uh, fucking, at this point, Marlowe comes back onto the boat, swinging, and says, "Wait, wait." That's
Yeah, Sonnet also, seeing this, does also like step forward and like put up her wings, like whoa, whoa, hey, hey.
yeah.
I just look confused. I don't know what's going on.
John Adams, this person,
Lewis.
Lewis here, helped save my kids. Fema told me what happened. Looking at Mimi, a little bit angry. Okay. So you already beat the robot?
Lewis points down at the dread fuse.
Yeah,
By the way,
that was terrifying.
It was
That's
damaged.
bad.
Lewis just shakes his head back and forth sadly.
I think Sonnet's keeping a little bit more quiet because, like, she's looking down at the remains of the robot, just very contemplatively.
at this point, by the way, Mimi and Fima have one has stepped away from the guards, and one has gotten off the boat and running up to you, Lewis,
Mhm.
and giving you a hug, as well as thanking you again.
Mhm.
There's the very slow movement of my hand, pat, pat, pat.
Aw.
There is there's a big sigh that comes from Marlowe.
Mhm.
Um, okay. And just to expedite the process, unless you guys have any specific questions or want to do something while at the beach, we're going to move to a slightly different forward scene. Um,
I think
All
before we get this scene, I think once things have calmed down at least a little bit, Sonnet will go up to Liz and be like, "Hi, didn't get a chance to earlier. I'm Sonnet. It's nice to meet you."
I smile down at Sonnet because I'm 6'1", tall robot.
Yeah, yeah, you are big.
And what I'm going to say is why why did it not listen?
Um,
Because while I'm raging, I'm not listening to anything at all.
okay, I think Sonnet like kind of like tilts her head a little bit before just in a more hushed tone of voice. That stuff that was on it. I think it might have been interfering with making it listen to others. Also, what was that thing? I have no idea what that. What? What are you? What is that? What?
I am Guardian Intelligence Unit Living Library 0015.
Okay.
upon stating
That
that, by the way, Lewis, it occurs to you you don't really know what that means either.
Nope. And then I just point down at the Dread Fuse and I state that was a Dread Fuse, an LD combat series.
Okay. All right. Noted. Okay. Oh,
I do not know what that means.
I I don't know what it means either. Maybe we can find out together at some point. First things first, though. And like she's like gotta like look across like the shore of the beach. I'm gonna do a quick fly overhead, make sure there isn't any more of those things, and then
Alright.
we can figure out what else is gonna happen. And yeah,
With that, with you going up, and by the way, the kids have basically climbed on top of you. They're just
Mhm.
they're like, Dad, can we keep? He doesn't know much a lot. Like they're making an argument to like letting you stay at the house, and Marlo's just like,
aw,
save my kids. You're allowed in the house, and he's just like resigned to do
I
it.
appreciate it.
Um, so with a small fly around, uh, you don't notice any other dread fuses nearby Sonnet. Um, the only real you do see the ruins and like of like different things because you are flying higher up than usual, um,
mhm.
just to be able to get a good glimpse. So from this distance, you see different shores, different beaches, stuff like that. You see ruined like guardians that are dug into the sand, similar in look to what Lewis looks, but closer to actually to the holograms that Lewis projected to the spiritual guardians that Lewis projected while they were raging.
Mhm.
But these are decrepit, kind of dug into the earth and left to um, nature. Um, but those are the only things that really catch your eye, apart from the beauty of the town. Lurelin Village is just a beautiful town from up above. And as you see the water beginning to rise as the tide dips in, you see it's a couple of the houses are like basically they look like they're floating.
Mm,
Uh,
neat.
but with that, the town guard come back. They make sure to quell any worries about the giant automaton walking that reminds them of something else that lived 200 years ago.
Yeah.
Um,
Uh-huh.
I mean, it probably helps that Lewis is probably carrying the kids.
mhm. 100% it's helping. The kids are like one of them gets off and just like goes up to like each person who like is curious and just tells them what happened. Like really cool, like over exaggerating the heroism of it all, but like
Mhm.
kids be kids. Um, Eventually, Sonnet, you make it back. You see a plate was served for you. Make sure to stay hot. Um, and
Mhm.
they look at you, Lewis, like, do you want food? Did you
I
eat food?
I tilt my head to the side and I go, I don't don't have capacity to consume.
Ah,
I was not built with that, I think.
yeah,
I look very puzzled for a moment.
I see. Um, it's a nice evening within the house of Miss Allo, within the Allo household. Miss Allo is happy to see you all returned. Curious about the automaton that, um, reminder, Chica live for about 200 years. This is an
Mhm.
old Chica.
Mhm.
Like, this Miss Allo has seen some shit. Uh,
Mhm.
so
It probably doesn't help that when everyone's eating, Luis is just too close to the table, just watching with vivid curiosity at what's going on.
Mhm.
Marlo is explaining things, and the moment that she hears the story, she is a little bit less worried. Um,
Mhm.
but to finish this off uh, for the day, as you are told about the festival coming up soon, and that you're allowed to stay for the couple of days up until they figure out what's up with the
Mhm.
robots and the other robot. Um, to finish this off, you see Makari walk up to uh, Lewis, actually, and he just points and says, "I know this one, brother." We cut the session there.
Luis just tilts his head like, what?
That's the end of the
What?
session.
Okay.
I've had
Me.
thoughts.
Oh man. I was also gonna say real quick, when they did get back to the house, the first thing Sonnet would do is make sure that Marlowe's injuries are not, are taken
Okay.
care of instead of
Don't worry, Miss Allo saw the injuries and like immediately got to work.
Yeah, good.
You
Then
see, there's a. Go ahead.
I do also think that Sonnet would have had a very hushed conversation with Miss Alo about the malice
Absolutely. That
that
definitely
was
works
in the
her.
robot.
Yeah. The malice part is worrying her a lot more, actually. Because
Yeah.
while what you described was a bit weird, but not exactly the same. They are close enough in relation that it's like, I don't like this actually.
Yeah.
Um,
Yeah.
so there will definitely be some words said to some people in the morning, but those things can wait.
Because Sonnet didn't want to go telling everybody, "Oh, it's filled with malice," because then people would panic.
Yep.
She's telling the right people. about the situation.
I feel like Louise will ask Sonnet again about it because this is
Yeah.
something Louise doesn't know about.
Mhm. Sonnet will be more than happy to explain. Especially now that things have calmed down and now that there is more food. Food wood.
Good, very good. With that, that's the end of the session.
Yay! We did
Ah.
it.
We did it!